What's going on, everybody? My name is Malcolm. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. If you're a new viewer, I appreciate you stopping back by and saying hi. It's great to see you here. Speaking of which, I owe you guys an apology for being gone for almost a month since my last video. My last video was just some test footage of the FX30, something I had to just get out to you guys one night. Since then, I've just been too busy to even try to think about sitting down here and getting some videos made. It's been a busy last month for me. I had a special project at work going on. Definitely took a lot of my time and energy, so that was one thing. I took a week off last week to stay home with the kids during spring break. I built a fence, I cleaned out the attic. All right, so yeah, back up in the attic, guys. I would love to turn this into a YouTube studio, if not just more bedrooms of this house. It's a big, giant space. I got it pretty well cleaned out. So I didn't quite get all the way over that way yet to finish that, but it's getting there. And got a lot of stuff here, like all this stuff in the center right here is all set for a garage sale. We'll probably have more to add to that. But anyways, yeah, I would love to turn this space into some sort of studio. I think it would be really, really cool to do. You know, do a little bit of reconstruction up here and build a studio. How many of you would love to see that? Now it's time to get back into the routine and groove of making videos. I'm here today. We're just gonna do a quick little walk around about putting the FX30 SmallRIg cage onto the RSC2 Gimbal. This is a really clean setup that they've figured out for you. It makes it really, really simple. Now there's a couple of key features about this cage. Underneath it, you can see it's got the same notches and locking pin slots as the plate for the RSC2 or the RS2. So that's one of the selling points of the SmallRIg cage is those pins. Now on the gimbal itself, it mounts up and balances out great. Let me turn it off real quick, or let's put the motors to sleep. As you can see, fully balanced. With that, there's a couple things to know about the cage itself going on the RSC2 I want you guys to be aware of. If you're planning on buying this cage for this gimbal, it's a great option. It helps give the camera a little bit added protection, as well as it's that universal fit. The nice thing about this particular model of cage is that it goes right onto the RSC2 gimbal. And to do that, you've got to put it on the foot itself. Let me pull this off real quick. The only downside to this is you have to leave it on the RSC2's foot. So with the plate removed, this is a rather quick and easy thing to slot this onto the camera. And in this particular model with the width, you almost have to run it bottomed out all the way over on the cage itself, lock it down, and it's set. It's in its place to be balanced. The only thing you'd have to balance when you go back onto the gimbal is your this forward and aft movement to get that back into a balance. Now I'm not really able to run the lens support on the front of this because it's right in place of the focus ring on the 85 if you're running that lens, but it's the same story with the 24-105 I have. Usually you're on the ring when you do that. Now this is a very solid setup. There's no movement involved in the cage itself to this plate. You can't remove the camera from the cage on the plate here simply because of the fact if I go and loosen this and try to slide it off, it has to slide this way and you're gonna hit the arm. So that's why I say when you position it on there to keep it nice as tight as you can, I positioned it with it locked down all the way to one side of the camera right here, and that way I could easily slide it up past. It is possible to hit the height adjustment access knob on the tilt here if you have it over too far on this adjustment, and that's where I'll slide this over just out a little bit, but that keeps this so you know that exactly where this sits on the camera. Just slide it all the way over on the cage, lock it down, and then you firmly lock this position down so you know where that's at in balance. Then it's just a matter of sliding it off the gimbal real quick. You can take it off and you can slide it right back onto the gimbal. And if you just remember your mark about where it was at, you can get it right back into balance. Rather simple. Easy setup on this gimbal and cage mount setup. I am happy with it. It does work well. All right, so that's all I have for you today, guys. Just a quick one about mounting the SmallRIg FX30 FX3 cage to the RSC or RSC2 gimbal. Now, I am curious if anybody out there is running the newer version of this gimbal. I don't think it's called Mark III. I'm not really recalling what it is called right now, but does this cage fit on those as well? Love to hear your thoughts on that if you have any experience with that. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for stopping by and checking out this video. If it was helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. We'll see you later.